Welcome back to Dirt 5 SuperSize DLC. Today we begin with Car-Pe-Diem at Carrara Gatecrasher B for a Gatecrasher event. Soldierboy was starting us off and he's driving the Porsche Cayenne Transsyberia pre-runner class. As it's a Gatecrasher event, there will be no commentary. This did take a few attempts and you will see pretty quickly why, but let's have a look. Wow, what a result. We actually beat the needed time for 3 stamps by 55 seconds. And as I say, we actually needed to redo that several times because that really thin bit of track you get right towards the end, yeah, that was tricky. Now, we're going to move on to the new event. This is Time Trial. This is at Night's Lights at City Bowl, South Africa. Soldierboy back in the car and he's driving the Audi TT Safari at the Rally GT class. Now, there is a little intro to Time Trial. We're going to see our best lap. Time trial, you can keep repeating and repeating and repeating until you beat the lap times. We're going to show you our best lap and show you how we did. So let's have a look at the intro and let's have a look at our best lap for this event.
What constitutes a perfect lap?
Oh, you don't know?
Well, it doesn't matter because you won't have enough time to even think about it.
Good save.
It's just you and your machine against the clock.
Is that all?
That is not all. You're also up against the time set by everyone else that raced it before you.
So you're gonna have to get your skates on.
Rocket skates.
Yeah, rocket skates.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Eyes on the lights, ready for the signal.
So that was our best lap. It was our third lap in total from what I remember. And we actually missed out on 3 stamps by 0.04 of a second. So we probably should have done another lap to see if we could beat it, to be fair. But we actually didn't realise the laps just carried on. You had to physically stop the event when you were done. So that's interesting. But we managed to get 2 stamps, so that is done. So we're going to move on to the third race in the episode. And this is the Ocelot Pass at Merrick Butte, Arizona, for a Stampede event. Wolverine is in the car for this one. He is going to be driving the Jackson Eulogy of the Classic Rally class. Now, and try and talk him out of this, he was adamant he was going to race the Jackson Eulogy. This is a car that doesn't like corners, is very long, and is very slow. He was adamant this was the car for him. So how would he get on in this classic rally car on a Stampede event around Merrick Butte? Well, let's find out. It is raining, that's not going to help with grip. See his launch, a little bit slow off the line, but that's to be expected. This car is not quick off the line, it's not quick in general. He's going to go up the inside though for the first corner, using the cars as braking buffers. That's definitely Wolverine style. But he's in 6th place, dropping down a few now actually, 7th place as he takes the second corner, third corner up the inside here, but because the car is so long, it can be quite difficult to get it to go around these tight corners at times. And this is what he's going to find. I'm not sure what he was thinking, why he wanted this car. He's used it a few times, and it's never gone well. But he was adamant, he wanted to prove this car could be good. I do have my doubts. Up to 6th though, going up the inside here, just not managing taking positions, very close though. The car ahead having a little bit of sideways moment. Can he get 5th? He can. Wolverine is in 5th place. He's got another jump coming up here. He's done well so far, I'll give him that. And he's going to take 4th. The car's crashed there. Crash happened out of our view. And then Wolverine's going to hit the barrier, but he's going to get going again. In 4th place. I'm amazed this car is so high up in this field. I did not think it was going to be this good. Yeah, it's not a fast car by any stretch. It does do well at smashing the other cars out the way, I'll give him that. But 4th place as he takes the jump. Landing okay there. Right-hander, can he keep it off the barrier? Just touching it on the exit. That's not too bad. And then gets all over the place with a rock. That's going to massively slow him down. You can see the cars are piling up around him to try and overtake. But he finishes lap 1 in 4th place. Now, he can see 3rd. The podium is just ahead of him. But he's going to mess that corner up. Here's the rock. Got to get this car moving again as quickly as possible. Once it gets going, it's not bad. It's the getting it going that's the problem. The right-hander here. Trying to brake, trying to get the long car to move around the corner. He does alright there actually, that was a really good corner. Then gets a bit out of sorts for the next, touching the rock on the outside there, and then the cars are trying to get past him. There's a lot of them here. He's down to 8th place now, over the jump. And I think he's going to keep 7th, but he's going to bounce and roll the car. So the initial impact made him bounce and put him straight onto the barrier, and that's going to drop him down to 12th. That wasn't his fault initially, I must admit. He did the jump perfectly. It was the bounce and then he lost control. Yeah, unfortunate. But he's got, the Eulogy is about to meet its friend, the fellow Eulogy driver, as we're going to overtake them. 11th place now for Wolverine. Just about. Can he keep it? Going up the inside there. Inside for the next, we've got it. 11th place up to 10th as well. And it's just because this car is so long. I think you gain positions around corners so much easier, because you're able to stick your neck out a little bit more than the others. A nice overtake over the jump there, up to 8th place, and he's battling hard. This car is impressing me, more than I wanted to do, and more than I expected it to. But as he crosses the line for the end of the second lap, and the start of the final lap, he's going to go up the inside for the first corner. He's going to gain 3 positions up to 5th place, left-hander now, catching himself in the rock there, and on the rock on the outside, which has put him completely to a standstill, in fact. He's down to 10th. All them positions he made up to 5th now. He's going to try and get back again on this final lap. It does show he can drive this car better than I can, to be fair. I'm still surprised at how well he's done. Yes, there's been a few crashes, but that's just one of those things. I think he's done really well with this. Over the jump this time. Is he going to land this better than last time? Another jump. No. The second bounce again took the car out of the barrier and really messed him up there. And he had no control. Once you're bouncing, you've got no control over the car. He probably could have braked and not gone as quickly over the jump, but where's the fun in that? You've got to go as quickly as possible over these jumps. There's no fun otherwise. So he's back to his old friend again, the Jackson Eulogy just ahead of him. He's going to overtake him up the inside. Can he get it around the corner? Bit of a barrier touch there, and grinding the barrier now to try and get his car back under control. And he's still fighting with his friend, the other Jackson Eulogy. He's into 12th place. Can he get anything out of this? 11th place now, up the inside. Can he finish this race any higher than 12th? Let's find out. So, over the jump, nice little jump there. Right-hander, overturning a little bit, I suppose you could say there. He is up to 9th, but I don't know if he's going to hold it on the line. He's going to get 8th on the line, in fact. Wow. A nice little overtake on the line. The fellow Jackson Eulogy finished in last place, as to be expected. And to be honest, Wolverine had fun. I can't criticise him for that. It was definitely the wrong choice of car, but he wanted to enjoy the race. He's got a stamp, so the job is done. And he had fun. Never going to say bad things about that. Yeah, and he was unlucky. The 2 times he did the big jump at full speed, the second bounce after first hitting the floor, really sent him out. So we're going to move on to the final race. This is no sandbagging at Agni Reverse, Morocco for a Land Rush event. Wolverine is going to see us out of this episode. And here's driving the Audi AI Trail Quattro of the pre-runner class. Now this is one of Wolverine's favourite cars, but it's a favourite car around China. There is a China track for this car. You don't ever touch the brakes. This car holds the mud really well. And Wolverine loves this car because of that. This time though, it's heavy rain. I don't know if that's muddy or sandy. Bit of both, probably. What can he do here in the Audi AI Trail Quattro? Let's find out. Off the line, this car has got a very good acceleration. Didn't bog down into the wet ground either, so did a good start off the line. 7th place already. He's moving his way through the pack. Really nicely done so far. Up to 4th. Hitting the car in front of him a little bit there, which caused him to then get caught up on the inside. He may drop a few positions, but the acceleration of the Audi is really good, so he's going to gain them positions back. He's now currently just battling for 3rd and the podium spot. 1st and 2nd just in front of him as well. 2nd place is actually the same car, the Audi AI Trail Quattro, so he knows he's matched quite well with pace on the car there, and he is now ahead of him as well, into 2nd place. Catching the barrier there, but the acceleration should keep him out of trouble, although the other Audi is now pushing onto him. Left-hander, and he's taking it nicely there. Once you get used to this car and the conditions, I think he'll be fine. The other Audi, we know that we've both got the same speed, so we're going to be down to corners to see who can keep ahead of the other. There's another car battling on the inside there, and another one's joined it as well. So there's 4 cars just behind Wolverine here. He's trying to keep the 2nd place, but losing out to the other Audi, then gaining it back. Right-hander now, can he take this nicely? Very nicely done. A little bit of a drift on the exit, but he got the car round perfectly. Right-hander now coming up, holding the track nicely, just keeping the full throttle now. So we get to this corner, right-hander, too early turn in there. That's going to cost him some time. There was a car trying to go up his inside, but he does manage to block it off. Left-hander again turned too early. That's going to slow him down. But the other car behind him actually went into the back of him. That's going to slow them down as well. So he's going to finish the 1st lap. Is he going to hold on to it? He's not. He's going to drop down to 3rd place at the end of the 1st lap, start of the 2nd. Now you can see the faster cars in a straight line overtaking him there. But he's going to go through the middle of them all as they crash on the landing. That was a lovely overtake through the middle of all the cars there. That was a perfect overtake. Left-hander turned in too early again, but he's also got the outside for the next corner. Can he hold it? I'll use the banking for a bit of extra speed there. Right-hander, can he keep around the outside? He's holding on here. He's doing a perfect job. Right-hander again, too early again turning. That's a mistake he seems to be making on this track. He's turning in a little bit too soon. I don't know if that's the pressure from the cars behind or what, but he just doesn't seem to turning at the right time. It's not normally an issue with turning early. That's normally a my issue, not a him issue. But there we go. He's in 2nd place, and he's actually got a bit of daylight now between him and the cars behind. He's managed to pull a little gap. It's not much, but it's a little gap. And that will give him a little bit of confidence to try and take the corners. Maybe a little bit conservatively now. He doesn't need to, rush the corners. 1st place is galloping away. I'm not sure Wolverine can catch 1st. I just think maybe he's got too much power in the straight line. His car may not be powerful enough. The gap to the cars behind now has also decreased, and you can see them battling with Wolverine. I don't know what happened. He didn't make any mistakes either, but they've managed to catch back up. I think a few of them are faster in a straight line as well, which is going to cause him an issue. But he gets all his time in the corners because this car holds the track so well at good speed. but he's going to cross the line for the end of the second, start of the final lap. He's in second place, and he is just under 3.5 seconds away from the car in first. I can't see him catching him up now. Right-hander, touching the barrier on exit, took too much speed into there, but holding it nicely in the exit in the end. Left-hander now. That gap has come down a bit. It's now 3.2. I still don't think that car in first has to make a major mistake, I think, for Wolverine to catch him now, which is possible. AI does make mistakes. Right-hander, there is cars in his tail here. He's got to really try and pull a gap if he can, because on that home finish straight, he is going to be vulnerable to cars that are faster in a straight line. Although this car is very good at acceleration, its top speed maybe isn't the best. It is very good in the corners, and that's why Wolverine likes it. So we're still catching the car in first. I think we are catching by a bit, but not by much. But the gap to the cars behind has massively increased. Third place must have made a massive error because there is a big gap there. Either that or Wolverine has taken the corners so well, he's taken so much speed that he's managed to pull this gap out. But he is in second place. Now I don't think it's going to be a last lap, last corner kind of hero for the win, but he's done superbly to get a second so far. Can he hold it though? This is the question. Okay, the gap to the car ahead is now 4.4 seconds, so the car in first has pulled away. But there is no way Wolverine's catching him now unless there's something major happens. And all he's got to think about, don't think about the first place, think about the second. It's on the home straight now. This is where his car is vulnerable, but I think he's got a big enough gap. And he has. Wolverine is going to cross the line in second place. One hell of a race of Wolverine there. He really knew what he had to do. He pulled away when needed. The car in first was a Peugeot 3008 DKR Maxi. So yes, a lot more powerful in the straight line than he is, which is why they pulled such a gap, I think. But a fantastic result for Wolverine. A second place, we'd never complain about that. And to be honest, the car looks in good shape. I always joked to him when he smashes the car with the barriers and other cars, I always say, that's not going to polish out. We're not going to be able to buff that out, you know. Of this time, I don't think much polishing is needed, to be fair. He did a really good result with a fantastic finish and a second place. Perfect. And we comes to the end of today's episode. So we had the new event, the time trial, which was very interesting. And we have another one to start us off in the next episode too. Thank you all for watching. If you're enjoying this series or any content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe and like on episodes does help. And ring the bell to not miss an upload. We're going to be back very soon with more Dirt 5 Supersize DLC.